Yeah, big welcome to you, my dear Virgo. So, I have decided to create the readings in a more open way because the message for Sagittarius on the 1st of January was very strong, and I saw that this was a message for Sagittarius. At the same time, I saw my story being laid out here completely, and not in such a way that I could do a manipulation, a mental manipulation. It was to the point where I even had the personalities, the court cards, the person that I was with, they were all here. And so I realized that in every reading, I personally get a message. And I realized as well that there is no others. There is no such thing as I am doing a reading for you or for the others. I'm doing a reading for all of us each time. And so I just wanted to let you know that at the beginning, that these readings are open. These readings are anytime you see a title, anytime you see a picture, you can go in and see if there's a message for you. So the energy, because the energy that is up in the sky is felt by all of us, and that is the sun has moved into Aquarius, and the moon today is in your sign, Virgo. When we look at this picture or this combination, we can see that he's holding the light for her. It's almost like he's protecting her. He's protecting her because she's facing the past. She's showing us the left side. And even the Hermit is showing us the left side. So it's very important which side of the face we see. Of course, like this, we think they look into the past. But it's simply just the side, the mental side, or the intuitive side that they're showing us. But of course, it can mean he's holding the light for her, he's holding the star. It's, if we go this way, it could be like he was getting the hope, he's getting the star, because they all say that in here is the star, or it's a sun, but the sun is a star. So it doesn't matter if one says there is a sun in the lamp and the other one says there is a star in the lamp. This 8-pointed star is not the one that's inside, it's the hexagram. It's the 6-pointed star that is in his lantern, and 6 is a holy number. 6 is the teaching. 6 is also the number 6 of the Zodiac sign is Virgo. And here Aquarius is the number 11, the 11th Zodiac sign, the 11th house, they would call that. The story that is now speaking to us is the sun, the ego, the external, the searching, the looking is. The sun is giving light to you, and the story of Aquarius is purpose. The purpose to understand this world, the purpose to also go out and spreading the hope, the star that is falling down, the star that is coming down, and using the water, 1 foot on water, 1 foot on the earth. And you're the one that's holding the hope here on planet Earth. You're the one that is holding the understanding of what you've learned to those who follow. So you're a beacon of light. You have captured this hope in your lantern, and you're standing here and giving us the power. Now you're all about physical. This is like a phallus. He has the 2 masculine energies, which is the wand and the light. Water and earth are both feminine energies. So this is a very phallic energy. This is a very tantric energy. You you standing there, or we feeling that we're standing here and we're coming to looking at the neutral energy, because that's what the star is. Star is neutral, has no sex. And it looks like, right, of course it's like a woman, naked, exposing herself, being all herself, being not guided or guarded. So the yoga pose that I did for Aquarius is the falling star. It's the side plank with one leg up. So some use the Vitruvian man, the person that has the legs and the arms outside, and the head is the fifth point, is then turning into the 6 and then into the 8. That's how I did it. Then the earth, one on water, one in the air, because it's an air sign, Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is coming down. And I decided to create the card like this. I'm in the midst of changing them already. And you are just the prayer pose, the mountain pose with the hands in prayer, looking at your future self and looking at your past self. In the center, witnessing the chakras, in the center, witnessing the Kundalini rising from the earth up, Mercurian symbol, the horned god, the messenger, and all the path, all the rainbow colors as a path that where I came from and where I still wanna or am going to go. So the combination here is you can create beautiful sequencings. That's why I'm actually doing these cards, because then when we actually use them, we can create some interesting sequencings when they come up. Yeah, so the court card for Virgo is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is between August 13 and September 11. He's sitting on his black horse. He's waiting for the harvest, and he's humble. He's quite fixed. Though Virgo is a mutable sign, he can adapt himself to the cardinal and to the fixed. He's in between. And Aquarius is a fixed sign, the fixed star up in the sky. So here he looks into the future, while the major arcana is looking into the past. The first card that came up and speaking to you is from the Creativity Oracle. These are fabric and then printed, really beautiful cards. I want you to look at this card and see what you feel when you look at the first card. And of course we have the 5-pointed star above him, which is Aquarius. There's a star coming down. There's a star coming down. There's a black horse, like you, a black horse. Now look at his head. So it looks like he's like a racing horse. He did a race, and it's interesting because the head of the horse is down. So there's an energy that feels not like joyous. Also, it's quite dark, somber. The card name is accomplishment. Remember past accomplishments as a way to overcome present self-doubt. Number 26, the number 8. The number 8 of the star, the 8-pointed star. So you are looking at this person that is coming towards you, and they understand again what I painted here. The younger personality is looking at the older, and the older is speaking to the younger person and saying, you know, you got to remember your accomplishments, so that this self-doubt that you're having is vanishing, or is that you're overcoming it. And of course he's a little higher up and he's lower down. And there is an understanding that the star, the hope, is telling you never to give up. And to overcome self-doubt, to overcome this inner mental self-talk that keeps you prisoner, pretty much. That keeps you sitting on this horse. But here he is coming towards you and he's telling him, listen, I took all the races, I did everything I could, and now I am just remembering that I did really well back in the past, so that I can overcome the self-doubt. Because what comes after is the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles is looking into the future. The Page of Pentacles is manifesting, and we see the process of manifesting right here. And beautifully, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green leaves. 9 is the completion. 9 is saying, yes, you've done it. You are now manifesting out of your being this rose. You're manifesting the future. And you letting this behind you. And since he is looking forward, he got the message, and he realized, or you realize, or we realize, that it's time to move on. It's time to move forward. This going back is the past, is finished, it's done, we cannot change it. Let's go forward, because then comes the hummingbird, and look how beautiful that is. It's almost, the hummingbird is wanting to take the nectar of this flower, of this rose, and speaking as well to the fact that now it's time to use the third eye. Now it's time to develop the inner knowing. And in Alberto Villoldo, the hummingbird is a very beautiful creature. The hummingbird is always connected with the third eye. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. When in balance, smart, curious, loves to learn. Inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. This sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. So the hummingbird is speaking to you very clearly about when you manifest, you get the right answer. And it seems like these pairs, it seems like all the cards are paired up. It's always pairs. So these two speak with each other. And the communication is, hey, overcome, your self-doubt and remember your accomplishments. Here, it's, I manifest my future, and the message immediately comes back, yes, look at you, I encourage you, I show you, whatever you create, whatever you do out of a joy, out of a happiness, I encourage you, I speak to you, I give you immediately the message. Right? Then another couple is coming up. And it's the equator to make equal and Capricorn, or the devil. And very interesting, you can see how she is pointing at the devil. She's pointing at the dark is pointing at the dark, and is saying, hey, we've got to understand duality, we've got to understand that we have to make equal, that we have to awaken to our own power, because the devil was in the last month, and I think you realized in the last month something very profound. You're awakening, you're standing up to the fact that the church has made out of Capricorn an attachment to cyclical energy, attachment to sexuality, an attachment to a rhythm, to a darkness, because it's in the darkness that we do things that no one's would do in the light, because in the broad daylight we can be seen. So there is a message coming very clear to awaken out of the fact that the dark part of the equator is pointing at the devil. And then comes another couple, the new beginning, the Fool. If you have understood this, then you can move forward. You have in between these glimpses of, I am manifesting, I'm becoming messages. And then again, you are challenged. But it keeps going. You are challenged to let yourself drop into the pool or into the ocean of all possibilities, which is what the Fool does. The Fool just moves forward and just starts. And there is on its path now a page of cup. So you have two pages, the page of Pentacles and the page of Cups. So what's really interesting is this is feminine, and this is also feminine. And I said that you have two masculine energies here in your major arcana. You have the wand, which is the staff, which is the kundalini, which is the spine. And you have the light, which is masculine, which is the thought, which is the sword. And here you have two new energies. Pages are the children. Pages are the young generation that are telling you, hey, there is a feminine side now inspiring you, because you're quite masculine here. You're like this phallic energy. Well, what is a phallus doing if there's not a feminine energy? It's empty, it's void, cannot do anything. So there is the earth and there is the water coming and speaking to you of hope, of joy, of creativity. There is the feminine coming, speaking to you of let yourself fall, let yourself inspire, let yourself fall in love. Let's fall in love. Let yourself fly in love. And then comes these two, the mermaids love, number 24, which is a 6, and new directions, which is the 45. So when you drop into this falling in love, you will find a very special relationship where these two people are willing to adapt to each other. She's a fish and he's a bird. He has feathers and she's a fish. And he has a little bird sitting here. And they both look to a new path. They both look, how can they go and fly with this new love, fly forward, fly away into a new direction, into a new ocean of possibilities, of creativity, of being emerged and being ready to take on this world. Now to the page of materials, at the bottom of the deck, you got the Ace of Materials. So once you trust that you are manifesting, once you trust that you are knowing, hey, the hummingbird is speaking to you when you manifest. The hummingbird is saying, yes, beautiful. The hummingbird has in his wings, carries in his wings the Ace of Pentacles, that infinite amount of money that can come to you if you're ready to take on that challenge, right? If you are ready, then more of what you already created can come to you. Beautiful. And to these three, I'm going to do these three. Let's see if my hand can do that. These three, if you allow the devil that is reaching the hand over to you, and if you allow that, and you fall in love, let yourself fall in love, then you are emotionally able to move on. Then you're emotionally able to let go and walk to the 9. Go from the 8 of Cups. You are supported by the stars to do so. Then you are able to move forward and you're able to walk to the 9. Then you're able to do and go to these new paths. Then you are able to say, I am ready to bring myself to the 9, which is always the Hermit. It's the 9th card, though you're the 6th zodiac sign. Now here the star is inviting you to overcome your present self-doubt, and you are overcoming your present self-doubt because you are manifesting and you are having a moment, a glimpse. But then again, you understand there's more work to do. There's more letting go and beginning new projects. And there is again here this mermaid love that is able to move forward so that you can go to the 9. You can walk finally from 8 to 9, walking from 8 to 9. It's almost like backwards. So we're going now from Aquarius back to Virgo in September. And the messages, again and again, here we have the number 8. no number. Here we have a 5. Here we have a 6, speaking to you as well. 0. Here we have a 6. And here we have a 9. So the 9, very important, the 6 to 9, overcoming, awakening, reaching, and speaking to you as that I am ready to move on. I am ready emotionally. I have understood I need to move on. And it's this month, the Star of Hope is giving you the hope, is giving you this message, right? Remember past accomplishments as a way to overcome your present self-doubt. That's it. That is your message. Your message is clear, your message is honest, your message is always coupled. Your message is almost saying there's always the past and the future talking to each other. Because in all of these messages, there's the past and the future talking to each other. The past and the future talking to each other. And of course, the Ace is then looking into the future. Then here, the past is speaking to the future. And now the future is looking straight at you and saying, you got to change that. The past is looking over to the future is looking up, see that? And the past, and here in this combination, when you find the equator, when you find that making equal in you, then in one card, he is the past, she is the future. They're looking forward, they're looking over to a new path. Where can we go? And now there is no more looking at us. There is just a walking away. The same way that he's looking at us and he's saying, you got to start, you got to shift, and she's finally walking away. And there's no more past and no more future. She's in your center, she's showing us her back, and she's saying, okay, there's no more looking at that. There is just now the back of being the star, walking away so that you can be this star and have the number 9, have the 9, which is 8, walking to the 9 and being accomplished and creating a new path for yourself in this year of 2022, which is the number 6, which is in a way directing to you because you're the 6th zodiac sign, you're the 6th house, and the 6th house is all about health. And to be healthy, you've got to speak to yourself. You've got to speak to your lighter and your darker self. You got to have a serious self-talk with yourself. That's the message for this month. And I hope I see you in other readings. If not, I see you in the next reading when the sun then moves into Pisces. Until then, I thank you so much for watching. Namaste.